Nitzavalot. The Eibush is standing over him. Oh, you don't have a copy? Vayomer. So Yaakov was sleeping, and the Eibush reveals himself to him. Vayomer ani Hashem Elokei Avraham Avicha v'Elokei Yitzchak v'Oretz asher ata shoicha b'alev. This land that you're sleeping upon, L'choa teneno, I will give it to you, l'zarach, and to your children. Rashi quotes the word shoicha v'alev. Sorry. And Rashi says, Keep el HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's called Eretz Yisrael Tachto. The Eibishter took the entire Eretz Yisrael and he folded the entire Eretz Yisrael and put it like a pillow under him. Ramaz loishte noichel ikavish kavanav kedalat amas shezel makayim shaladim. It was meramas to him that the world will be. What does it? It's today's Rashi. Now, it happens to be that this is not the girsa that the Rebbe brings. The Rebbe looked at many girsas, and the Rebbe's girsa, it doesn't have these words kedalad amoisav. Ramal shetoich lekavish lebanim shezel mekayim ha'ishel adam.
Doesn't make sense without Dalas.
Right, exactly.
Every Jew has a Daladam, so not that his body is Daladam.
What year is this?
The Sicha from? What year is this?
What difference?
I want to know.
What
year is that? 15?
79.
79. And what is it? What is it about?
You'll see how the Eretz Yisrael gets turned into a pillow on the Yaakov Avinu's head.
Okay.
Rabbi's guess that maybe he didn't put it in there, but he had it.
No. All the kids for Yad. The point I brought here from Oibachochem, what's it called, from the Sfaria, that they added words from that Rashi has in the Gemara. But in all the kiss for Yad and Rashi, it just says keep a look at the Baruch Hu. Period. That's it. Period. Now the Mizrahi, to explain what's Rashi saying, what's the Pirush Hamilas. So Rashi's he brings the Mizrahi. You see the next piece, Mizrahi.
Why can't we learn? Why don't we learn inside in the Sicha books? Why do we do like this?
You want to learn the Sicha?
Yeah.
What's wrong with learning like this?
I'm just
if you're learning the Sicha, you're gonna ask me why we're not learning like this.
Not true.
No? Okay. So Mizrahi says the Bereishis Rabbah. He brings that this is a Bereishis Rabbah, and it's also and the Gemara and the Peire Gidanosha and Chulin Daf Tzaddik Aleph on the base. The Gemara says mighty Buse. Let's read the Gemara carefully. Mighty Buse. The reason why I bring these the sources, it's very important, especially with the Rashi Sicha, to see the Rashi and all the sources very clearly before we have a discussion about this. The Gemara says, what's the Chiddush? Pirush Rashi explains what's the question of the Gemara. What's the Chiddush? It says, Ha'oretz, which land you're lying on. And according to the Gemara, a person always has a special connection to the Dalad Amas where he's standing. It's Negeya. It's Negeya right now in the Shabbos that we're learning a lot. And it's Negeya Lagabi Kinyonim of Kinyan. And we spoke about this. And we'll talk about
when they get too close, I say I'm allowed Dalad Amos. Read the Gemara.
Yeah, exactly.
They're getting too close. Well, what are you, my friend? Like in the Gemara times, you used to cuddle together to keep the
they want to be your
evil
friend.
Spirits away, but there's no more evil spirits, so you don't have to be so close.
Okay. You don't say that to your wife, do you?
Try not to.
Okay, man. Pirush Rashi v'chidal dabes v'shkova yifticha lotzos lavonav. So Rashi says what? Only Dalad Amas? That's the question in Gemara. Ma'idebuse, what's the chiddush that he's giving him Dalad Amas? What's the big deal? Amr Bitzchak answered, Melamed shekipla Kadosh Baruch Hu l'chol Eretz Yisrael v'nichet tachta shenech lekavish levanav. Again, Pirish Rashi. What does Rashi say? Kedal amas mishkavi. Just like the dalad amas of a person belongs to him, and if something falls into the dalad amas, a person's koine. So, and the Gabi Shabbos, whatever is in your dalad amas, you're allowed to carry. So this dalad amas belongs to you. So, so it's easy. Whatever you have in your dalad amas is easy to acquire, to make a kinyan on. So the Eibishter put it that the whole Eretz Yisrael is noichel lekavish levanav. Okay, let's read. Wait 1 second. Shifticha she kolaris nechel kavish labano kamay dal damas shal mishkave bi pirish at shekh v'le kamay oritz shat shekh v'le ki nuyat nano shev es kol oritz b'chol v'im loy nisker kizeroch v'oid shim came mat tzarech lekfeil loch kamar oritz shat shekh v'le shi kol oritz b'chol shi kula kipula takta choyat nano zeracha baribitz v'nasantam al kfeil v'amish lokach kipla kula v'ishiv l'dalam Damas Kadesh Nechel Kavish Lavano Kedal Damas Shalaritz Mishkavish Kolaritz Kulaba Lehispiklo Yemaftach Lavada Ela Yedea Kfilam Nesha Hefresh Godel Yesh Ben Akoyach Vapoel Velachain Yoda Ve'omar Chetz Teshua Lashem. So a little bit Chinese of what he's saying, but the one point which stands out of what the Mizrahi is saying is that Hefresh God, who's the Mizrahi?
Yeah, who is
Rabbi Mizrahi. In 1942, when the Jews were expelled from Spain, he was the chief rabbi
1492.
In
1942. I said 1492.
Christopher Columbus.
1492, when the Jews were expelled from Spain.
Right.
Rabbi Mizrahi was the chief rav of the Jews of Turkey. Jews of Turkey were very wealthy, and the Yidden were not persecuted in the Ottoman Empire. And Rabbi Mizrahi writes that he decided to stop learning. Kipshuta, he closed his forum for 2 years, and he collected a lot of money, and he spent a lot of time to convince people that had influence on the Sultan to greet the Jews warmly, the Jews that were running away from Spain. In fact, there's still Adayom in the middle of Istanbul. There's a square where the Sultan went out to greet the Jews that came from the boats from Spain when they were expelled. And the funny little tidbit is that 2 years ago, or maybe a little less, the president of Turkey, Mr. Erdogan, a big chochem, he wanted to show that you shouldn't think that he's such a terrible guy, like he really is. That he invited. There was a conference of shluchim, and he invited them to his palace. It was like 200 shluchim that were there. It was a nice photo op for him. He sent his private plane to bring
I think
him over.
last year you told me.
It was last year, yeah. So it was less than 2 years.
Mhm.
And he went out to speak to shluchim, and he said, we're very proud of the fact that the Sultan came out to greet the Jews, and we have a square here in town. Anyway, the Rabbi Mizrahi writes that he spent 2 years that he didn't learn in order to help to get
to bring the Jews over.
money and to help settle the Jews from Spain.
Mm.
But Rabbi Mizrahi was a great Talmid Chochem, and one of his big things was that it bothered him that Rashi wrote a commentary on the Chumash. And a short time after Rashi passed away came the Ramban, and he asked a lot of questions against Rashi. And it bothered him that he felt no one came to defend Rashi. He was probably the first comprehensive Pirush to defend Rashi. After him came many, many others. Rashi has many commentaries on Rashi, but Rabbi Mizrahi was the first comprehensive commentary to defend Rashi of the attacks that he had from the Ramban. Okay.
Ramban was his grandson, no?
No, it was 1 or 2 doidas later.
Right.
It's not. No, I don't think it was. Okay, so let's continue. So, so I just wanted to say that what stands out is that basically he said there's a hefresh godel ben koyach va'apoel, that for sure the Eibishter gave him that it's Yisrael. And why does the Eibishter have to do? Basically, all the Mefarshim are going to ask, why does the Eibishter have to do such an unbelievable thing? like we're going to say, what were the goyim doing? Well, the Eibusha took the whole Eretz Yisrael, wrapped it up like a pillow. Were people smashing each other's heads? Were the seltzers going upside down? I mean, what was happening? How exactly did it happen? It's really a spectacular miracle, more than just like kvitzas haderech. I mean, this is like something unbelievable. So why did the Eibusha make this miracle? It says because you
I
can
have
tell.
a different question. Hashem took Avraham Avinu. Tell him, look here. You see, you cannot count the stars. This is how all your generation will be. Hashem took Yitzchak, put him, or Yaakov, who's exactly
This is Yaakov.
Yaakov, sleep here. You can tell him, listen, you see him sleeping here? This is combine all everything that you're going to have. Why we need Rashi for the kippur Allah? He put all of Israel together. He folded it. We don't need all this. We can understand that Abraham Avinu, he told him, I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to give you everything too.
Well, first of all, we're right now talking more about Rashi in the Gemara. The Gemara asks a question.
Why do you think this?
Because the Gemara has a question. Why does it say? It says ha'oretz hasha'ata sheikhav Allah l'choat tenenu. Why only ha'oretz? The way the Gemara thinks is ha'oretz. This only the land sha'ata sheikhav Allah, which is Dalad Hamas. The Gemara says that Eretz Yisrael is 400 parasa and 400 parasa. And parasa is 10 mil, right? How much parasa is 10 mil? So 400 parasa and 400 parasa is you know
big amount.
It's from Iraq to Syria to
is even if a mil is less than a mile, so it's 400 times 4. Yeah, so it's 4,000 mile by 4,000 mile. Yeah, no, this is pretty big. It's a big shetach to fold up. It's just when you see in the like Home Depot thing where they have like the grass like rolled up in order to put in your garden. So the Eibusha took now 400 parsa by 400 parsa. He rolled it up. He put a nice pillowcase on it. So okay, he made doubt. But the Gemara's question is, it says the land, and the land that you're lying on is usually the Dalad Amas that you're on. So how could you say he gave him so little? He gave him more. That's why the Gemara gives this answer. The Guraya says the same thing. If you say 4,000, which is 400, 4,000, which is 400, which is 4, that's the morale. The morale always had that esoteric way of thinking. And that just, 4,000 is 400, and 400 is 4, and 4 is 4 amas, and 4 amas. So, okay, very nice. Maskele David says, Duka Shirashi, the Maloikan Havalaima Atzazois, the Su Loi. This is different than the Mizrahi. That the question was not, because the question was, should have said Oretz Azois, Su Loi, the Otoloi Danish Shechavala. Because we already know that he's sleeping here. Why did they make such a big miracle for no reason? It seems like fantastical and impossible to imagine. Where did all the nations that are living in this huge land, where did they go when Hashem folded up? What happened with their cups of seltzer? Nimmt es aus even und mag wie solche Leute Israel. Weil Jakob Shochav Allah even Ashratia. וזהו קיפל האורץ שנאמר שנקר אבן שסיר שיסוד ושאיר של כל האורץ ואיסה כתחתיו כאילו כל הארץ ישראל תחתיו. It says that the Eibishter ripped the Hara Maria and brought it towards Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu slept on the top of Mount Moriah, which is the place of the Eben Shasiya, the rock that is the foundation from the whole world. So it's as if the whole Eretz Yisrael was under his head. Sharei kol davar nichol b'sharshim shum mashikosav kedei shetei neichel lekavish labon avratzlam shelo yi aleim shum irur. Kalayma de bezer Ramaz la Kadosh Baruch Hu tshuva neged aminim she'em l'Yisrael listem atam shekavashtem eretz zayin umas ve'amrim aleim shoytim kol ha'oretz shel Kadosh Baruch Hu b'ritzayin nasan lahem b'ritzayin not lahem nasan lona kamashkosav Rashi b'reish b'reishis. That the Eibishter wanted the nations of the world to know that they're fools when they're going to say that Jews stole the land.
This was Malchi Tzedek, was in the same spot, right? Sitting over there.
Yeah, this
And then
many years
Abraham-
before.
And then,
It
yeah,
said
and then Abraham.
Abraham was there, yeah.
And then Yitzchak was also there.
Right, right.
And who else was there?
And Noach,
What was Achim over there?
he made korbanos.
In the mosque on her Vayet, there's a rock in the middle of it. There's a big rock in the middle of it. And there's a hole in the top that goes down. You can go down. I mean, this is many, many years ago, obviously. And it went right down to the basement, or suppose. This huge rock. I mean, we're talking about many tons. That was right in the middle. Would that have been the Even Shtia?
We don't know. Everyone thinks that is the Even Shasiya. But I mentioned many times in the Shir, and I once brought an essay from very Choshev Talmud Chochem, who has a very, very different view, and that the mosque, the dome of the rock, is
Dome of the rock,
not on the correct place. Is not on the correct place. Now, no. He wrote a book. His name is.
I think you mentioned that years ago.
I mentioned it. No. I bought the book. No, I brought the picture. His name was Weiss, but he changed it. He's nice Israeli name.
Lebanoni.
Yeah. Lebanoni. So he has a theory which I introduced here, that what they think where the mosque is way off from the Mokum HaKodesh HaKadoshim, and it's not the Kodesh HaKadoshim, and that the mosque is way in the other side of the Mokum of the Kodesh HaKadoshim.
That's why people go to our bikes. They says that.
Here.
No, I know that the government maintained that the Golden Dome Rock is the Mokom HaMizbeach, not the.
So you're both not. His theory is, say here is I make a round thing, and here is the Al-Aqsa, that it's the Mokum HaMikdash is here.
First of all, the Golden Dome is not Al-Aqsa.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm making a round thing for the dome and the square for the Al-Aqsa.
Yeah.
And he says that
That's
the whole
Sagiv.
huh?
Sagiv you're talking about, the architect.
No, Lavanoni has a
He
whole.
must have gotten it from Sagiv.
He doesn't quote that. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't say.
I was very much involved in these things.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So I didn't know that there was another guy, Sagiv, that had advanced this idea.
Yeah.
So it happens to be right now when I did the tunnel tour under the Koisel Amarovi, there is an interesting thing. Right.
Area. They take you
So
down. And you go
there
around.
is a place where they show you that there is 4 rocks that are huge. You know what I mean? You were ever there?
Yeah.
4
I've
rocks.
been there.
25-meter long
Right.
by 12-meter high.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they need
So where are those rocks? You would expect them to be at the center of things. According to the theory that the Beis HaMikdash is in the where the dome of the rock is, basically those 4 big rocks are right here.
Where?
Yeah, okay, well, that's just the conjecture, really. It's really.
I'm just telling you an interesting.
But there's solid evidence, really, that the Dome of the Rock really is the Makom HaKodesh really thing, because it's the highest point.
Okay, so but you know already that there's others that disagree.
Yeah, okay. There's people who disagree with everything.
Okay, but
That rock was there.
but
They couldn't have moved it.
but they have points to them, and it happens to be this time I noticed that the four huge rocks are not behind here. The four huge rocks are behind here.
Behind.
I haven't.
Possible.
I'm saying it was a marvelous thing that the builders wanted to do. They had four rocks that are huge. It's like they can't figure out how they moved them there.
Oh, they made a movie how they moved.
Uh-huh.
You saw the movie?
No.
They took like maybe 30 or 40 acts.
Oh yeah, you have like a video of it. They try to.
They make a
Yeah. How they?
and they put wood, round wood, like a lot of them, and with the.
And they try to.
With the hand.
But it's so big. It's a
But it
huge.
makes sense.
A huge ship.
We're talking
So it
about
happens
many
to be
times.
that happens to be those four big rocks are so you're telling me Sagiv, there's another guy Sagiv that advanced that idea, but it happens to be this time I noticed that these
It's
four
false.
huge
It's
rocks
false. It's not
are
false.
not behind here, they're behind here. Okay, I'm just telling you.
So the
Anyway,
Kotel in our day, this is the Kotel Ma'aravi of Bet HaMikdash.
of the
Everybody calls it
not of the
HaMikdash.
Bet HaMikdash, of the Harabayis.
The Harabai.
The Harabai.
We don't know where the Harabai. You said
Once
it's
you know.
No, we know where the Harabayis. The question is, in which exact space? Here's the Har- Where was the base of Mikdash? Was it here? 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 That's our question.
the
That's
Kotel Ma'aravi.
at the Kotel Mariv we're davening is right over here.
So if
that
Bet
pla-
if Bet HaMikdash was here, so it's not.
What's the
Kotel
difference? Oh no, it's still the Kotel Mariv of the Harabayis.
But
What's
wait
the
a minute,
difference?
is that where the tunnel tour is on this
The
side?
tunnel door is here. They take you the whole thing here. Till here, and if
Good to
it's
see.
daytime,
Good to go.
in the daytime you can go out and there's a soldiers, one or two soldiers walk you back. And if it's by night, they make you walk back and straight from here. That's it.
I took a picture from these stones.
Yeah, those huge ones.
Are you allowed to go up on top or not really?
Well,
No, because
You don't.
every place, unless you're like Aaron, you're convinced that one place is the correct and the others are
We don't-
wrong.
you don't know where
So
it
any
is.
place you don't know, where's the place where you're not allowed to go
Chabad
Okay.
doesn't go to our bus.
at all?
We
Yeah.
don't go at all.
Not only Chabad.
No,
million people go.
yeah, pretty even not so.
No, but there are such a
Huh? Okay, it's the Ginsburg thinks he knows where you can go and where you can't go.
Is he also wearing blue tefillahs, this guy? Or what?
Okay. Let's finish off over here. One more. You know what? Let's skip to the end of the Matzkel David and let's go to the Ben Yehuda. So bottom line is his pshat is that David didn't fold up the whole Eretz Yisrael. He slept on the Evan Shasiya Shemimenu Hushtas Kol Olam Kula. Okay. Ben Yehuda says nearly b'siyayta d'shmaya. An interesting thing. He has a chap. Ki Hashem is Baruch Amal Avraham Avinu Kumetz Halach Ba'aretz La'arka V'Larachba. He said you should walk on L'Orka or L'Rachba. You should go length and breadth of the Eretz Yisrael.
It's all the way up to Syria and.
Wherever it is, L'Orka or L'Rachba. V'Ula'arach b'shneim, ela ba'achas. V'az l'man da'amavav l'kala kona yisa, l'man da'amavav l'hoysev l'oikona. It had to be L'Orka or L'Rachba. L'kar hutz, l'kapel, it's called Eretz Yisrael tachta. K'dei l'knoisa b'chazaka. A funny pshat. Who said that Avram didn't go L'Orka or L'Rachba?
How we can go? It's far.
It's
You
far.
go all over.
Abisha didn't say he has to do it in a day. You do it 3 years and 4 years. So, Veda, Kimasha Amos Shekibul Aritzirov Nechatach Yakovinu Koyal Tzad Haruchni Aporasala, Vudugmas Nefeshela, Shenosla Koyach Vichius, Shein Lachadova Ben Ibrahim, Shein Tzal Kodesh, Shenoisan Lechayis, Vu Iker, Valaolam, Gufa Oretz, Eines Azman Kaimer. So we have here a pshat of the Guraria. 4,000 is 400, 400 is 444 is that okay, whatever, like very conceptual thing. The Maskul David who says he slept on the Evan Shasiya, and that's the Pshat Kilu, he folded Eretz Yisrael under his head like a pillow. And the Ben Yehuda who says that we're talking about a Chayes Ruchni of Eretz Yisrael. But really in Rashi, there's no, it doesn't sound, Rashi is Pshat. And even though it was a dream, it sounds like the Metzias was the Eibishter was Makapal al Eretz Yisrael. Elamai, he showed him in a dream the message of it. But Be'emes, he was Makapal Eretz Yisrael. Okay. Let's go very quickly to the Sicha. The Rebbe says like this: First of all, it's a double posture that Rashi in the Chumash, who's talking to a 5-year-old, would probably explain himself a little better than he would explain himself to a 15-year-old. How come when the Gemara stellt sich, so the Gemara quotes ha'oretz. The Gemara says, "My rebus, what's the chiddush with the word ha'oretz? Only 4 amas are going to give him." And Rashi tight shtois in the Gemara. And Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, he says, no, that it'll be easy, like it's easy to be kind of something that's in your 4 amas. But when it comes to Ard Ashi in the Chumash, he's talking not the 15-year-old, the 5-year-old, he says so many few words. Period. End story. How's a kid supposed to understand this? So, and that's one thing. Why is he a little bit misquote the Gemara? And why is it in the Dibur Maschel it's only Sheikh Avalev, not Haaretz to Sheikh Avalev? And why is it actually Ramazloi? The Gemara never said Ramazloi. The Gemara says Malam Chekipla HaKadosh Baruch Hu Haaretz Yisrael V'nicha Tachtav Sheid Noichel Lekavish Labanim, not Ramazloi. So Rashi added a word Ramazloi, which the Gemara seems to say not Ramazloi. He did it. Why would he do such a big miracle? Because Taka, he was with this. He was kind of the whole Haaretz Yisrael. It's a crazy miracle. If you don't learn one of these pshatim, that Kipshut Taka, the Eibusha took the whole Eretz Yisrael, folded it up like this. So what happened with all the people? They came miniature. Like when I was a kid, always was fascinated when I was on a plane, how those little people look like Lego, like toy, right? But so what happened? The Eibusha really shrunk them,
Or maybe Yaakov was a giant.
I don't know. Whatever.
He slept on all of his
Mitzvah Shem, when you'll have children, you'll play for them Marvelous Midos machine, and you'll see what happens over there in the Marvelous Midos machine. Maybe in the Marvelous Midos machine, these things can happen, but it's tak a big nest, right? But Rashi tak says a Roma's law. So bottom line is Rashi is very mekatzer, and on the other hand, he adds one word, which is kilo, not that the be'etzim had happened, but only Ramaz loy. And then also it's interesting that in Chazal, the Bereshis Rabbah, and the Zoyar, they also bring, when the Eibusha said to Avram Avinu, Kumis halach ba'aretz la'or kol arach b'kilacho ataneno. So the Gemara says in Baba Kama Daf Kuv, and the Bereshis Rabbah says, and the Zoyar says that Kadeshi enoichel lekovish l'fei vonav. Over there also, like Kilu, and then the Zoyar asks, Talas Parsi, Arba Parsi, is it the Eibusha said, the Zoyar asks, how much can a person see from his window? Talas Parsi, Arba Parsi, Haloi, the Eibusha gave him 400 parsa. From his window could he see?
The higher you go, the more you could see.
So it's true. Very good point that Rebbe says a person could kvetch and say.
People used to see very far distances.
But to say 400, you know what 400 parsa? 400 is 4,000 miles. Maybe it's a little less than 4,000.
It's millions of miles.
If you're in a helicopter, you don't see 4,000. You don't see 4,000 miles.
No.
4,000 light. Yeah, it's 4,000 miles. A lot. It's a big doichik to say that Eivish the men that you should get up to a helicopter and you should go up there somewhere, Har Gavoya, and it's a taka. So the Gemara asks, and the Zoyar asks, and Rashi, no question. When Avram Avinu is told, Kumis halach b'oretz, l'cholat oretz asher atoroya, l'choat nenu l'zarach, and the Gemara asks, how is it possible? The Zoyar says, Tlas parsi arba chomish parsi rayin she not more. Rashi doesn't ask any questions. When does Rashi wake up over here? Not with Avram Avinu, but by Yaakov Avinu. So the Rebbe says like this: the Pashtus, the answer is very simple. You don't need meforshim. The Rebbe's mahalach that the child doesn't need the Maskal David and the Mizrachi and the Gauraria. And then the Gemara is only asking because the Gemara is drash. In Pshat, when the Torah says to Avram Avinu, he means to say only the land that you see. He means to see this land that you see. In other words, not any other land. He's not trying to make Magbil that only the part that you see I'm giving to you. I'm giving you the whole land. You see this land you see, I'm giving it to you. Only the part that you see, also the parts you don't see.
This is the capital.
Right. This is the place you could see, but I'm giving you everything. So the truth is, it's nishkin kasha. That's why Rashi is not bothered by it. And the emphasis here also in this pasuk, if they, it's similar to what the Maskell of David says. If the Eibishter said, "Ha'aretz hazois that I'm giving to you in your land," it's only not the word ha'aretz. Asher ata shoichei v'ala. What's negei asher ata shoichei v'ala? It's even a drop counterintuitive. When you conquer something, you don't sleep. When you conquer something, you're not sleeping.
Oh, when he's sleeping is because
So
the land is
why does it
secure.
say?
Why are you
So
sleeping?
why
Because
exactly?
if you're
Why
at
is the
war,
pasuk?
you're worried people
Right.
are going to attack you, like you said.
You're
There's
not
a lot of
sleeping.
other nations over there.
Exactly, you're not sleeping. So why is it when he says that's why Rashi doesn't quote ha'aretz? It doesn't quote ha'aretz because. But when it says ato shoichei v'aleo, that you're sleeping, why is the Torah adding this word shoichei v'aleo? That's what's bothering Rashi. So the fact that by Avraham Avinu the Eibishter said it's called ha'aretz asher ta'ata ro'eh lecho etnenu zeracha. So the Gemara and the Zohar, which is Derash, will ask, but he didn't see 400 parsa. But Rashi, pshat, this land, I'm giving you this land, the land that you see. Same thing to Yaakov Avinu. One second, but what's bothering Ata Shoichev? Why is the Torah emphasizing Ata Shoichev? So therefore, Rashi says that Rama's law, he gave him a remnant. Just like it's easy to sleep, depends who. Some people never, it's not easy for them to sleep. If you live on Avenue J, and you're having the sleeping. But if you work hard enough,
What you live in your ninth floor cannot.
exactly. When a person, Baruch Hashem, is kinderlach kvetching and is working and this and that, and there's plenty to do, it's shlav good, right? So it's not very hard to sleep. It's hard to stay up. It's not hard to sleep. So it's a remez. The idea of sleeping is a remez that it'll be noicheli kavish. And really Rashi thinks that there's a chiddush by Avraham Avinu that the Eibishter told them, I'm going to give you the land. And by Yaakov Avinu, he was machadish, a new thing. Not only I'm giving you the land, I'm telling you at Remez that when the Yidden are going to come here, it's going to be very easy. It's going to be easy. It's an unbelievable chiddush. It's going to be easy. It's an Remez. It'll be very easy. And that's the chiddush. That's the chiddush from Yaakov over Avraham Avinu.
And then Yaakov said,
no, but you could.
I could sleep on a place
I
like
got-
that. If I would know, I would know.
If
I
I
would
know.
not sleep.
Maybe because it said הארץ אשר אתה שוכב עליה, maybe he gave it to him in the dream. You're sleeping here? And then you can say whatever you want, Kipel Kol Eretz Yisrael and put it under. But it wasn't a
No,
dream.
but what bothers Rashi, well, you can always say it's a dream, but it doesn't seem that Rashi thought. It seems that Rashi, when he says Kipel, that Rashi learns him Pshat, that Kipel Eretz Yisrael. Again, obviously, in the land of Guraria, in the land of Maskell David, in a rational way of thinking, it's very hard to say. Obviously, there's all kinds of Pshat, but Rashi is not bothered. When he teaches him, we teach our children with Amunah Pshuta. We're not worried about, what happened with the seltzer of the Goyim and Yericho? Whatever. We're actually not worried about that. We teach our children with Amunah Pshuta and whatever. Don't worry about that. What bothers Rashi is the word Shoichev Aleh. Why is the Torah saying Shoichev Aleh? When the Eibishter says to Avraham Avinu, Kol Haaretz Asher Taroya, obviously, so he's telling him it's a beautiful land that you see. You should know that. But why is he adding the Shoichev Aleh? I'll tell you a Chidush Dover that is going to be very easy. The Rebbe says we see a Chidush Nifla. So the Gemara has a whole pshat that the Daladamas, because the Dalas, the Gemara is starting with a whole different premise. Daladamas Koines says, it's this sort. Rashi's not bothered with all that. And they should to Avram and to Yaakov, and this land is your land. That's it. But it bothers him is Shoichev Aleh. Why is the Torah adding these words? But the Torah, it's azois, shata roya, nice. But why is that Shoichev Aleh? So to be meramas, it'll be very easy. The Rebbe says we see over here a davar nifla. Sometimes in pshat you see a chidush nifla, and I want to go back to what we spoke about the other day. With the city of David, that the Gemara says that shloisha dvarim loy hoido loy chachamim. and the Stipler brings that Bemis says that there's a period that says that Yehoid Chachamim. And he says that's why the Nusach in the Shayna Rabbah is that we ask for water in the schools of Chizkiyahu Malach Yehuda that made the secret waterway to take it away. So we spoke about this the other day, and I like what's the machloikas between the Gemara and the Birkei Rebbe Lezer. So simple pshat is that the machloikas is how high of a level of amunah are we expecting from Yecheskel. So at the time I quoted a Maimon Chazal, and now I see in the Sicha. It's Eicha Rabba Perek Dalet Tezvav. That the Eicha Rabba says that Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda said, "Ani Yoshen al mitosi ba'ata oisa."
Could he go sleep?
How could a human being fall asleep when there's such a threat against his kingdom for everyone and for everything? And you can't fake it. He's sleeping.
The Emunah.
It's unbelievable, Amunah.
Maybe he has to get to bed for Shacharis, and that's it.
Not for Shacharis.
Like the Kovetz Chaim, he came to the base medrash like 12:30 at night. In the 1 o'clock, you saw the bachers. They're very holy bachers, but learning, it should be a good thing. But no, you got to get to bed. You got to get up.
The story of the Kovetz Chaim is how he used to get up, but the story of Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda is how he fell asleep. How are you supposed to fall asleep when there's an army coming against the city? So that's
Kabbalah and powers, and
he just fell asleep because he had
mystical books.
Didn't he also
Yeah.
which is lady in Russia that there was a fire? He said, "Wake me up with the fire."
No, that Azor, he said that they woke him up. So he said, "How long does it take for the fire to get the other?"
Fix it.
So he said 10 minutes. He said, "Wake me up in 8 minutes."
And he went to sleep.
And he went to sleep.
Thank you for reminding me.
So this is the story of so the pshat is that Rebbe says that this is that the chiddush of Rashi is a dover nifla, that a yid has such betochen that ani yoshen the Eibush was merames this type of high level, that if a person will taka have such betochen in the Eibush that I can shlof, he's sleeping. What's going on? This is dangerous. No, the Eibush said to Yaakov Avinu, don't bother me. I'm sleeping now. If it's something, it's important. You wake me up then. Right now, I'm sleeping. It's unbelievable. So we see in Pshat that Rashi learns that the Chiddush of Shoichav Alev is to be merames on the Inyan Nifla, that the Yidden are going to have such betochen in the Eibishter that they'll be matzliach against the goyim in such a way that it'll be noiche. It's going to be zangering. There'll be no tirdes, no daiges. They're there. It's easy. It's easy. They'll sleep good. It's a good schlafen. It's an unbelievable thing. It's an unbelievable thing. So first, so the Rebbe says that from here is an unbelievable chizuk today to what we need to know what's going on at Eretz Yisrael. The Gemara says native in Daf Memhei Medalef it's a blot in the Shulchan Aruch Semishim Chavtes that when a goy comes to Eretz Yisrael and he wants kash v'teven, the goy says he wants kash v'teven.
What does that mean?
He wants straw.
Oh,
Straw.
okay.
It's a Shabbos. The Jews have to take ammunition and go kill the goy. Why? Because if the goy sees that he can come on the border of Eretz Yisrael to steal straw, and it goes easy, Shema Misham Tea Oretz Noichel
He's gonna tell his friend.
Yeah, and then they're gonna
Try to conquer.
They're gonna try to conquer Eretz Yisrael. So instead of Chaz v'Shalom Oretz Noichel Lekovish Lefneim, it has to be Oretz Noichel Lekovish Lebonov. It has to be Noichel Lekovish Lebonov, and that happens. Then the first Rashi Taka tells us how we saying to the Goyim. The Goyim say the Yidden Alistim, so that's what the Goyim. But the Chiddush in this Rashi is what we're saying to Yidden. Unfortunately, there's Yidden that are missing, and they're a Koyach HaBetochen. That we have to say to the Yidden that the Eibush already said to Yaakov Avinu that Ata Shoichev Aleh, that the remez is that they're going to have such betochen, they'll be able to sleep and trust in the Eibush. The Rebbe says another Nekuda Api Chassidus, which this week is the Chag HaGeula Shabbos and the Chag HaGeula the Mittler Rebbe, and this Shabbos we learned the Maimon from the Mittler Rebbe which he says that what's the dinyan of Pada b'Shalom Nafshi? That sometimes there is a krov, there's a war. Shalom, the Alter Rebbe said, the Mittler Rebbe says, is the Avodas Hashem that comes from the Yechida of the Neshama. When the regular Avodas Hashem, so there is an enemy, there's an Nefesh Elokis, there's an Nefesh Bahamas, there's a Yetzer Tov, there's a Yetzer Hara. And even on a very high level, Avodas Hashem, of Mesiris Nefesh, of Chaya, but still there's an enemy. And like we said from the Gemara in Yevamas, that the Shadim, the clippers, Babua Islu, Babua de Babua Leslu. Babua de Babua Leslu. They don't have Yechida, they don't have. Only a Jew has Yechida. So when there is a revelation of the Yechida Vayid, there is no enemy. There's no such thing. There is no, not the Pshat, there's an enemy that we crush. There is no enemy. Babua de Babua Leslu. There's no enemy.
What's Babua?
Babua is shadow.
That's Aramaic. That's I mean Yiddish.
Yeah, no, that's Aramaic.
Oh, Aramaic. Okay.
That the demons, they could pretend to have a shadow, even they don't really have a shadow, but they can never pretend to have a shadow of a shadow.
You're saying they can't come into physical form; they can only interact in.
They could make believe that they have a physical form, and they can even make believe that they have a shadow, and they can never make believe that they have a shadow of a shadow, whatever that means.
Okay.
So the Klippa never has that power of Yechida Neshama. That brings Shalom. So the Rebbe says that that's connected within Yeshua. It's Noichel Kovish, that it's the Pediya B'Ofen Shal Shalom. It's easy. It's easy. Noichel Kovish. The Rebbe shall helfen and Avodas Hashem should be Noichel Kovish, and also Begashmias. That the Rachmana Litzlan, the Yidden Eretz Yisrael should know from any tzar. Rachmana Litzlan, in the last few weeks, there's a lot of, unfortunately, Pigurim in Eretz Yisrael.
Young boy, 16 years old.
16-year-old Rachmana Litzlan.
Shiva boy.
Yeah.
Sifter boy.
Yeah. Terrible
So what can we
thing.
do?
Terrible thing. The head today in one of the Chabad Anash.org. So the yeshiva students and Torah Semes in Yerushalayim, that there's a very beloved mashpia. His name is Fitcha Ofen. He comes to give a class, and they see this glass all over his head. It turned out that he was on that bus, but he wants to come to give his shir, so he came to give his shir. They found out that there was in the explosion that was on the bus.
Was glass.
There was a cylinder that didn't explode. There was a cylinder that, and he was sitting on that side of the bus where there was an explosion. He didn't even realize what kind of nest he had. He just walked into yeshiva and brushed off his glass.
You know, it was like one of the remote control
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were waiting to see more and more people coming, and then push the button.
About to take for yellow.
The Rebbe shall help him that it should be noicher.
You're
Should be
saying one of the
good.
bombs didn't go off?
No, it went off, but apparently I'm just telling you what I just read.
The full force.
Full
didn't.
force didn't go off.
Wow.
So the Rebbe shall help him that in the last few minutes he and Golas that we should be noicher, should be in a way that we could sleep peacefully. And Rebbe shall help him that the Besoif, the Yisrael, the Oisim Tshuva,
Rabbi
Miyada
Shul's
and the
house,
Golem,
he
the
said
Gula Mitzvah,
They have to be
Mashiach
scared from
Tzedkenu.
us. Not that we want to pardon them, but they should be, everybody that's ever attacked the Jews, they had their 5 minutes of fame, and their
Yeah.
end was, we all know what their end was.
Yeah, they ended
So
up
they
in a
should be
break.
afraid of us. Ye and Yeezy and Cheesy and all these rappers,
Yeah.
they have their 5 minutes of fame, and you see what's going to happen to them.
Okay, also this, Father, if you have one.
Or did they capture the bombers?
I don't know about the bomber. I don't know. I'm not involved in these things. I just try to, do my best.
In the 70s,
There's
I was
also
in the army.
Yeah, there's
Used
pockets.
to go to the
Yeah?
hospital at 2 o'clock in the morning.
There's
The Arabs see you, they run away.
Wow.
Mama,
It's not in the middle of the plastic,
You see,
in between the letters, not, they go in
the
the
gun,
letter.
they see you from far.
Yeah.
With the tzitzit.
Forward
with the
is-
tzitzit.
Today,
Take a
You're right.
today, Arabs all over, Jews are afraid. You see, the Jews are now. It's mamash not possible.
You're saying it's so it's not right.
Shkoyach, Rabbi, shkoyach.